It is FPL time.
And we are going to compare our current FPL squad.
As of the 24th of July, because things may change. People might get injured during preseason.
People might leave.
Yeah,
who
people
knows?
might leave, but this is as it stands. We haven't seen each other's. We're going to compare.
Are you
Let's get
ready?
right into it.
I'm
Start
excited.
with your goalkeepers.
Okay, so I have Areola and Martinez. I was debating Onana, which I'm guessing you have.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but...
I've got Areola and Onana.
Okay, you see.
Just to jump in there.
I just I wanna see how he slots in first. You know, I'll probably make the switch, you know, you can change week in and week out. So that's why I didn't go off the bat and pick him.
I put him in because he's a proven goalkeeper, got the most clean sheets in the Champions League last season. United last season had the goalkeeper De Gea with the most clean sheets in the Premier League. So defensively, we are a team that I think have proven to not concede many goals. And with Onana in there, I think he will potentially get a lot of points. So, which is why I put him in. And Areola is a good option off the bench. For West Ham, he's going to be the starting goalkeeper, and for his price, he's a no-brainer to add.
I did want to put Raya from Brentford, but
it looks
the
like
guy's going to go, so I was trying to avoid those kinds of players.
Of course, and Martinez, I understand why you picked him. I also thought about him. I actually had him as
did
my
you? And then
goalkeeper
you
before
swapped him.
Onana came in.
Oh, you see.
To United, then I was like, Aria.
Yeah.
Good shot. Defenders?
Okay, let's go. I'm really excited about my defenders. Okay, I've got Johnny Stones,
Good pick.
Luke Shaw, Trent Alexander, Estupiñán, and Saliba.
That's a really good pick right there.
I had a strategy with that one. I kind of wanted to put players in there that both Trent and John Stones are playing this midfield hybrid role. So the chances of them also scoring is pretty high. I'm hoping for the best, obviously, but that was my thought process with those two.
But also looking at your team, you've got a player from City, United, Liverpool, Brighton, and Arsenal. They will all most likely get a lot of clean sheets.
Yeah.
And those are players that their output, they do create a lot of chances.
Spread it out as well.
Obviously besides Saliba, but Saliba could get a couple goals as well. He's proven that he can do that.
And Luke Shaw, I think he had a great season last season.
Yeah.
I do think he's going to continue
You have a really good back five. I would have had more players with that kind of output, but I was thinking more of midfielders and attackers that can get me more points. So I've gotten a few like cheap defenders just to throw out the bench. So
who do you have in your defense?
So my defense, the ones that are the same as you, Alexander-Arnold and Estupiñán. Those are the two.
Just two?
Then I got Botman from Newcastle.
See, I had him in and then I swapped him for John Stones.
He did really well last season and Newcastle, if they carry on like they did, will hopefully get a lot of points as a team defensively. Then I've got Lamptey from Brighton. I really love this guy. I think he's such a good player. I don't know if he will be used as a starter. He was really cheap, only 4 million. So putting him in, it was because he was cheap, and I think if he is used, he will get a lot of points potentially. And then I got Bayer from Burnley, also just because. No reason in particular.
Sometimes you have to fill the slots in order to use money for some other players.
Yeah, so
like I get
my low price players would be ones that I'll potentially change as I see things happening through the season. For now, I'm just focused on my starting 11, and the others are just making up the difference right now.
That makes a lot of sense. I get that.
Okay, moving on to midfielders.
Okay, so in the midfield, I've got Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Bowen. I've got Buendia from Aston Villa and Mbeumo from Brentford. Yes, he's a midfielder.
He's a no-brainer.
He's listed as a midfielder, but I'm counting on him.
And they say he's on pens this season, so he'll potentially get a lot more goals than he did last season. And as a midfielder, his points will be higher for the goals that he scores.
So that was my thought process. And I'm personally picking Buendia. I think the guy is looking fire already.
I think he'll have an important role for Villa this season.
I'm very keen to see how that goes.
I saw you added him in after his performance against Newcastle.
Yes, I was just like, I am going to keep my eye on this guy. And so that
he was so good. I understand that.
See, that was my and then Bruno Fernandes, as much as the guy irritates me, he is great.
You have to have Bruno in your team.
And his price is actually lower than it was last season. So I think a lot of people are actually going to be like, okay, fine, Bruno, get in there.
Also a player that's often on penalties, free kicks.
Yeah.
He created the most chances in the Premier League last season. He should get a lot of points. And Saka is the focal point of Arsenal. He will be involved in a lot of goals, which is why I have Saka, Fernandes, Mbeumo, 3 of the same. The other 2 I have are Rashford. There will be expectations on his shoulders, and he wants to improve on his numbers from last season. So I think based on that, he will get a lot of points. I love Rashy Boy. Got to have him in the team.
I did have Rashford in there, but then I needed money. So I had to get rid of him.
And then I've got Baptiste from Brentford, which was another just throwing him in there because I needed a player. Yeah. And finally, our forwards. Who do you have?
Okay, so all my money went to Haaland. And I don't feel like I
think everybody's got Haaland.
explain. Okay. And Pep says he's even stronger and more fit going into this season than last season.
Imagine him getting more
Can you imagine
goals.
the robot improves? That'll just be wild stuff.
He has to be in your team and he has to be the captain.
100%.
No brainer.
So I've got Haaland in there, the biggest purchase of my team, I would say. The other strikers that I went for, people might be like, what's this girl smoking? You know, kind of thing. But I was trying to pick players from teams that don't usually get highlighted as much as like the bigger teams, if that makes sense. So I've got Danny Welbeck in my team and I've got Carlos Vinicius from Fulham. He is going to be Mitrovic's replacement. When Mitrovic had that nice little ban when he pissed you guys off, I think it was, he stepped up, he scored the goals. So I think that given the chance this season, I think he's going to surprise a lot.
And the goals are going to have to come from somewhere without Mitrovic.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So
that's a good shot.
I think he's going to surprise a lot of people and I feel like Danny Welbeck is actually really good. Maybe I'll sell him and get someone that would be more, I don't know, like...
I think you have sacrificed your forwards to spend on your defense, which is a risk,
yes,
but maybe it'll play in your favor because if
that's what I was trying to
do have a good output, your points are going to be very high.
I was trying not to not be so obvious, but go with the obvious forward choices and then let everyone else sort of just like fall back. I'm trying to look at my team this season more rounded, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So how do I get points from my defensive players? Because last season I had no strategy. I was like, blah, 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 blah. This season, I'm taking it very seriously since we have our league going.
But you guys should join. While we're talking about it, here's the code. We'll put it again at the end of the video. Just for now, here's the code. Take a note and join our league, the Manchester Derby.
I'm trying to be more strategic. We'll see if it pays off. I mean, who knows what's going to happen. Who are yours?
My front three, I have Haaland, of course, my captain. I have Isak from Newcastle.
Good one.
He, I think, is going to step it up this season because when he came back from injury, he almost had a goal contribution every single game, whether he was scoring or assisting.
I was so impressed with him last season.
He's looking good, and I've got him in because I think he's going to get a lot of points. My other player, who I've really been impressed with in preseason, and also I think is a great signing for Chelsea, is Jackson.
Oh, I thought you were saying Kunku.
I was thinking Kunku, but Jackson. What I've seen from Jackson already, I really think he's gonna get a lot of points. I don't think I've seen many people picking him, but I am going with Jackson.
So yours is like I picked Buendia. That sort of.
I just have a feeling Jackson is going to surprise a lot of people, get a lot of goals and a lot of assists. And from what I've seen from Chelsea already, and with Poch, he seems to be an important player for him. Might even, if Haaland is not there, have him as my captain. I just believe so much in him.
Isak is a really good one. There's actually quite a few Newcastle players like I would have loved to put in my squad like him.
But this is the beauty of FPL.
Yes. And I need to see what Bernardo Silva is doing first before I put him in my team because I love Bernardo. Okay, so
let us know what you think of our teams. If you had to pick one of our teams, which one would you pick? And also let us know who you picked. Let us know if there's players you think we are stupid for missing.
Yes.
Like, how can you not have
Salah.
For example, Salah,
it's
Kane.
Not in either. Okay, but again, Kane is a big fat question mark.
Yeah, can you? Yeah, it's a difficult one because if you have Salah, and there's a lot of players you can't have that you currently have. So you're risking.
The thing.
But Salah has been proven to be one of the best players over the seasons.
So why are we not putting him in there?
I think this is a more well-rounded team. His price is just too much. I'll have to sacrifice more players, and I already have a lot of bench players.
And we can already see at this point we can't see yet how anything is gonna work.
Yeah,
so
we're not
week to week. It's gonna be so interesting to see how we change it up.
Just bear in mind we are by no means FPL experts. At all.
Not at all.
This is like the first time we've played it for a few years, but
we never took it seriously.
We've never taken it this serious because now we have our own league, which you guys are a part of, and we know there's going to be eyes on our teams.
And I'm going to have eyes on your guys' teams.
I'm very competitive. I hate losing, so I'm taking this very serious. So stick around for the journey. May the best team win. Can't wait for the season. If you haven't already.
I was going to say that. Like, comment, subscribe, stick around. We've got some more content for you.